Hello everyone, thanks for checking out my video and those who stuck around as well. So I've been playing Pokemon the trading card game for a while now. It's actually a really fun game when you learn how to play. It's not as complicated as I assume other card games to be either. As far as I know, it's probably one of the most simple and upfront ones. But what makes it good is that I feel like it's just easy to play, yet there's a high skill ceiling that definitely sets the new players apart from more experienced ones. If you want to hear my take on how to play the game, feel free to let me know. I'd be more than happy to do a tutorial. If not, there's many more online. In the end of the day, everyone's explaining the same thing really. I know there's forums, groups, and sites that explain what decks work best and which have won tournaments and all that good stuff. There's nothing wrong with copying a deck in my opinion. I just feel like that really takes the fun away from the game if everyone is playing the same deck. I mean, anyone can copy and use a proven successful deck, but there's more joy and excitement in defeating a deck with one that you thought up yourself. At least for me, that is. So we're going to jump in here with this deck that I created myself. It's an electric themed deck, which explains the name that I gave it, Livewire. Thank you. I know it sounds cool. I'll take all the credit. I'm going to be facing off against an Ultra Necrozma deck. It's probably one of the cheesiest decks there is in the game at the moment, and there's many variations of it for sure, but they all in the end really do the same thing, pretty much to end the game in a few turns. So I went ahead and laid down my Yamper on the active spot and my Shinx on the bench because I would rather have had my Yamper fall rather than my Shinx, because although Bolton was here, I actually did have two Luxrays that actually hit harder and easier than the Bolton can. So at that point, I'd rather have the Yamper fall if need be and be ready to stack the Shinx to become a Luxray. After the coin flip, if I can, I prefer to go second as it allows me to set up this deck faster and more safe. Luckily, this person mulliganed his first 3 hands, which rewards me with cards however many times they whiffed an active Pokemon on the draw. He just really needed to set up is all, so I don't really blame the poisoning because he did need to do something to make seem like I didn't have that easy of a path to fight him. So I go ahead and attach the lightning energy here to my Shinx. Like I said, if Yamper falls, I really don't mind, because in the end I really want to fight with Luxray. And this man has to skip another turn because I guess he still whipped another energy, which is unfortunate for him, but in the end it's better for me. The more energies I can put on Pokemon for free, the easier the game will be in the end. So right here, it'd be kind of foolish not to take any kind of damage on him, because in the end, I really just need to drive down his HP to 0. And luckily he ended up whiffing another energy, which in the end it was so much better for me. I have another Shinx there again, like I said, and I started putting energies on my Yamper because at that point he whiffed so many energies, I figured I might as well do a tiny bit more damage. And I ended up putting my Pokemon Breeder card here. This card actually just came out recently in Darkness Ablaze. I don't see it used a lot at the moment, however I think it's a very slept on card just because it does something so easily that a lot of people tend to struggle with later on in the game. Pretty much letting you evolve 2 of your Pokemon for free when so many people look for evolution Pokemon later on for no reason. So right here, I figured that if I keep attacking with the Bolton, I'd be okay. And then I thought that because I got Thunder Mountain, I could actually take out the one that's healthy as can be. Because in the end, I was about ready to stack my other Bolton, who is just ready to hit for 50 damage, which if he ends up bringing this one back and actually ends up pulling an energy, my Bolton's as good as dead. However, I still have another Bolton that hits for 50 that could pretty much take him out for free. So the card he put there is called Teammates. It's my opinion, it's kind of busted because you just pretty much get to put it down after one of your Pokemon falls, and you get to look for any 2 cards that you want. In his case, ones that he needs. And pretty much what he's going for here is just this field card that lets him hit for 170 in a sense for free. The reason this card is really busted is because it does 170 damage. And off the top of my head, that's probably up to 80% of the Pokemon's health pool is in the game. And this man can just pretty much hit you for 170 for free just by putting down a field card. So that's kind of what I mean by this is one of the cheesiest cards, because this card can start killing you by the second turn without you even being ready to do anything. So right here, I was just about ready to attack him, and I really needed that evolution incense to find the Luxray for if he turns around, pulls another energy, and ends up defeating this Bolton, I'd be ready to fight back. Ironically, I ended up having to look for it, and after I defeated the last one, I was able to grab a prize card that gave me an evolution incense for free, but in the end, they're all really going through the same thing, so I'm not really complaining too much. And then same thing with the Versus Seeker. It is kind of a buster card. Admittedly, I do use it. However, it really just tends to complement cards like the Teammates much more efficiently than the cards that I can provide. Just because, again, I defeated another one of his Pokemon. He used the Teammates card the second turn to find the cards he pretty much needed. And right here, he ended up defeating my Bolton again. Luckily for me, I had 2 evolution incense, so I was ready to dive in with the Luxray as soon as I could put him down. And I did have Raichu. I do like using Pikachu, but it just didn't really seem like I had enough time to set up a Raichu who needs 3 energies, when in reality I could just use Luxray, who hits harder for 1 energy. So I ended up having to get rid of the Raichu there to bring in a Tapu Koko Prism that would actually feed more of my Pokemon if it came down to it. So I went ahead and brought out another Luxray, ready to attack. This is a very powerful card. Again, I don't see it used a lot. I feel like it's very underrated. If you evolve him from Luxio into Luxray in the same turn, you actually do an additional 100 damage, and that's almost enough to take care of any other Pokemon. The only problem with it is that you can use it just once. So unless you de-evolution him, you're only allowed to use that raid attack for 160 just once, which is pretty good. In the end, he does have a Headbolt that does 120 damage. The clear damage is different, from 40 damage from 160 from the raid to 120 from the Headbolt, but you really do see the difference when it's sort of like late game and you just needed that 40 extra damage to take care of a Pokemon. So right here, they end up using the special energy to bring back those dragon energies, which are, again, in my opinion, very busted, because there are cards that help you self-stack, as the rule is that you're only allowed to put 1 energy from your hand onto a Pokemon, unless there's another card supporting that. But the dragon energies really just throw all of that out the window, because they give you 2 energies. They give you 2 energies for any typing, and in that sense, the Luster Downfall attack from Ultra Necrozma needs a Psychic and a Steel, which, again, the Dragon Energies throw it all out the window because you just attach 1 double Dragon Energy, Luster Downfall is ready to kill you whenever. So luckily right here, he'd end up drawing the energy. He just had to end up grabbing it from his trash pile and stuffing it back in his deck. And I was fortunate enough to actually use the Headbolt to defeat him. So now, he really doesn't have anything to fight me with at the moment, and I was just hoping that at this point I could just zero him down. So right now he just refreshed his hand. He's trying his best to get a Pokemon that can really out damage me at this point, but it doesn't really matter because, as you can see from my hand, I have everything I need to pretty much finish him at this point. because he did get this, and luckily he did whiff another energy. But even if he had the energy, I already had the other Luxio to stand there and pretty much finish him. So this is kind of adding insult to injury. I really didn't need to do this play, but I just really wanted to, in a sense, flex on him because I can't stress enough how much I really hate this deck. And people that play it, yeah, they're not the most fun people to play against. So I just really had to do this just to tease him and let him know that he really didn't stand a chance. So looky there, pulled another bullpen, just had to flex with a little smiley face, let him know that he wasn't safe and that I'm under his bed. And he threw in the forfeit. So there you go, guys. This is my first take on the video. I hope you really liked it. And yeah, let me know if you guys want to see more stuff like this. Here's my deck if you guys want to copy it. I hope you have as much fun playing as I did making it. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace out.